I pray for y'all who still have to go and appease, show up for, and give your life to a 9 to 5. I really do. Because every time I see a meme or somebody make a post about their work life, I'd be like, baby, them days.
This is a means to an end.
Listen, them days, oh my gosh. I've literally had some shit go down at work, and not necessarily in the angry Black woman way, but I was that kind of employee. Like, look, because y'all know Libra, fairness and justice with the balancing beams and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if the shit ain't fair, I'm gonna say something. Okay. And I've had times where bosses want you to do stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, pump your effing brakes, okay? And they be like, oh, you're being sassy. Shout out to all my white friends. This is not for you. But them other ones, they be like, oh, you're so sassy. I don't know why, but the word sassy makes me effing cringe, you guys. I hate it. And I think I have some unhealed trauma from dealing with Caucasians, Europeans that piss me off at work in previous years because they always use the word sassy instead of using angry. Okay. Or
Well, I
getting
get the
smart.
angry.
They get, or instead of saying, why are you getting smart, or why are you being cynical, because I'm a little cynical too. And so that word sassy, that shit just did something to me, you guys.
In the workplace, for some reason, I don't know, outspokenness gets you labeled. You know what I mean?
You
Because
get that insubordination
against the grain, they never like, they don't like. They expect you to go along with the program, and when you not
fall in line like a damn assembly line. I am not.
You're going against company policy, Cheyenne. Insubordinative ways.
I tell people this to first of all, I say I'm a rebel with a cause. I'm not walking around here without a cause. I'm with a cause. Yeah. And one thing about me, like, I'm so defiant. You will never in your life hear me call another person my boss. It's nobody the boss to me but me. Listen, you might be a supervisor, you might be all of these, you might be a manager, you might be all these other things. But me calling anybody my boss, you will never hear that come out my mouth. I don't do it, and that's consciously. Nobody's the boss of me. I am.
Okay. But I used to hate that ish. I used to hate it when you would. Let me give you our prime example. Oh, wait a minute. We gotta say hello. Welcome, family. To Black Women.
Yo.
We in the building, you guys.
What's going on?
We got Cheyenne. Scared. We got Cheyenne.
Hello.
We got Ashley.
Yo.
We got Salida y los Dinos.
Hey.
And I'm Monique, 5 out of 5 for Black Women Heal Show. Welcome, y'all, to the show. We thank you for letting us into your ear, your visuals, for subscribing and or following on your favorite platforms. We appreciate you. We love you, family. And we thank you for all the feedback that you've given us on the survey as well, and or giving us those 4 and 5 stars on Apple iTunes, because it helps us reach the effing top, which is where we're only going. We're never going back down, baby. Never, ever. So we appreciate you guys, and we thank you for taking the time out of your day to let us into your world. It is no small thing, and we don't take it for granted, okay? But look, I was getting ready to tell y'all a story about a situationship.
Okay, it's like
a situationship at my old job. So look, I used to work in the nursing field when I was going to HCC, and I was working as a geriatric nursing assistant because I was just trying to get my feet wet. And when you were in the when you were working towards either allied health program fields or either being on the trash track to nursing, they would tell you, get a job in that field you want to work in to see if it's a good fit. Now, partially, I knew it was a good fit because I was always interested in health stuff. I always did really well in science and all those types of things like that. And so I worked as a GNA for about 4.5 years. And I got my GNA license through the state of Maryland when I was just had turned 21. So after turning 21, took the state test, passed it, and I was working as a GNA while I was still in junior college and getting my credits and stuff like that. And so this was about 2 years in. I had been with this company. I won't say no names, but it's in Howard County. And I had a boss who really liked me, but because her and I were very much alike, I can't remember what her sun sign was. So I'm thinking I think she was a Gemini and she was Caucasian lady. And we got along. When we got along good, we got along great. And we could do some things and help run the facility for the elderly and everything and keep them satisfied and healthy with the nurses and, of course, the director and stuff. And the director was her boyfriend at the time. And they promoted me while I was there to supervise and all those things like that. And so it was this one time where I guess they had an inspection coming. I'm trying to remember exactly, but it was like some kind of inspection or something coming or something like that. Or they had some open house where they were letting new people in. They had some rooms available, right? So they wanted us to effing wash the baseboards, you guys.
What in the slave times?
They wanted us to wash the effing baseboards. I'm like, wait a minute.
They have the janitors do that.
But that's the thing. They had janitors on staff 9 to 5 every day.
I would just been like, that's outside of the scope of my job.
And that's exactly what I did. And that's exactly what I said. I was like, I'm here to take care of people. And I'm here to give out medication because there was a certification for being able to pass out medication as well. So I had that certification. So I'm like, I'm here to give out medication. Supervise these employees. Y'all got me supervising on all 3 of these levels, 2 levels, whatever it was in the facility, and going about my business. My scope of work, I basically told her my scope of work was to care for the people and to manage the people that you put me in place before, right? And she had an issue with it because I wouldn't go to, she called it not going the extra mile. You being real sassy today. See that sassy shit?
No, I'm not the janitor. No, you're not gonna ask the janitor to come in here and change these asses and do whatever.
At all, baby. At all.
Heels out. So like,
they're not gonna ask them. They're gonna call me when they get. But even the nurses barely change colostomy bags and stuff. They called me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. We're not gonna do that because when I need some extra help, nobody's available. Nurses up there nursing and all that stuff like that. And this is no disrespect to any nurse or any other form of medical professionals, but them nurses in them old folks' homes and them senior development homes, they are lazy. They made us do everything except do an assessment because that was out of the scope of our.
I heard that's how it is at hospitals too.
But see, the thing about it, that's what a charge nurse and maybe the floor nurses. The charge nurse is the one that you usually see behind the desk and stuff like that. And of course, other nurses are back and stuff like that. Charge nurse scope of work is more administrative. And the floor nurses are the ones who work bedside nurses and stuff. You know what I mean? But in the facilities, them nurses upstairs, they barely wanted to come downstairs to check and see when, like if you, for instance, somebody had high blood pressure and their blood pressure was way higher than it should have been and they're on medication. And you got to call the nurse as a GNA because you don't have the license and no degree to make the assessment to say whether they could go to the hospital or not. So you got to call the nurse and they got to come down. It take them 2 hours to come downstairs to check some blood pressure and to decide whether they need to go to the hospital. So I was like, no, I'm not doing none of that because number one, when I need some extra stuff, don't nobody want to do it. I got to do it myself or I got to call one of y'all to tell on somebody, unfortunately, because guess what? At the end of the day, somebody's life is at stake. And I'm not going to be the one responsible if the procedures are not done correctly according to the state laws of MD. Okay? So y'all can miss me with the BS. I ain't scrubbing no goddamn floor baseboards and all that other BS. Okay?
Send me home. I'm not doing
You know what I'm saying? Of course she ain't send me home. Of course not. Because she know I was right. Not doing that. Call your people.
Going to work.
Your housekeeping. They have housekeeping 6 days a week in the senior homes. They was there 5 to 6 days a week on staff. Why can't they do it? Oh, they're doing other things. Okay, that's not my problem. I have 2 floors worth of people to make sure that they get their medication on time. An hour before or an hour after or on time. Because that's the state law. They got to get their medication an hour before, on time, or either an hour after. After that, can't give it. Okay? Listen, these workplaces, don't let these workplaces stress y'all out. Because all they worried about is their bottom line. And what makes them look good above their boss if they got a boss. You know what I'm saying? And them toxic work environments is something else.
My previous job was like that because they were so always worried about numbers. And if I'm not feeling well, I'll be like, F these numbers. I'm worried about I said, y'all can replace me as an employee, but my family can't replace me as a family member. I'd be like, I left, took a pay cut and everything because my mental health was more important. I didn't give a damn. And I said, that's okay because I'm gonna be all right. And damn it, I was. It was the best move that I ever made. And started having problems. But but I'm just thankful that I don't have those problems at the current gig. Because if something don't smell right, don't look right, nah, see, I'm not gonna be able to rock with this. This not John Blaze. I can't get jiggy with this shit. I said just like that. Let's try this again. Like work it back out. But I'm glad that me and my manager we have that type of communication where he actually cares about me as a person, not just an employee, but as a person. And it's almost like a dime a dozen.
It definitely is. It definitely is a dime a dozen to find bosses that care about, you as an individual in the work culture as an overall. Because at the bottom, see, the thing about it is, even if it's not the company, like even if they're not CEO and they're just a manager or floor manager, whatever case may be, like at the end of the day, you want to make sure that your people are good. Because if your people are good, they're going to work efficiently and they're going to work better and they're going to work harder for the overall culture. You know what I mean? That's what I don't understand. Even small business owners, like you see a lot of small business owners just taking advantage of people because they can. And that shit don't sit right with me at all. I don't like that shit. Mm-mm. Toxic work environments is something else. Something else. Can't do nothing. You got a tippy toe as a Black woman. You know what I mean? And that was always my issue because I am opinionated. Like I was never the type to be disrespectful, but I'm going to say what I think is fair and just from an objective standpoint, not just so I can get my way or something. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but people gotta do better. And another thing that used to piss me off is when somebody Black would get in trouble and they were actually in the right and not the wrong, and the boss was wrong, and then nobody else said nothing.
They thinking about like if I say something, I'm gonna lose my job. That's the first thing. And a lot of times those employers they know it. They know it.
But they know they can get away with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Especially somebody that's like been in a business for a long time or with a company for a long time, and they continuously do the same things, like just with like police force. Somebody do the same stuff for years and years and years, and nobody ever called him out. Just like R. Kelly, he did the same ish for years and years and years, and because people were benefiting, they enabled him. They never said anything. They never spoke up and all those things. It's time out for that. People not letting that stuff fly no more, and you shouldn't, especially as a Black person. There's too many other jobs out here that you can get and qualify for. I mean, not be easy, but they're there. Because I ain't saying that it's easy to find another place to go to. You know what I mean?
Right. And then it's a whole mental thing too, because a lot of times people are afraid of their own potentiality, whether it's going for another type of job, a career, or just being like some of us, entrepreneur.
Because society makes us feel like we're not good enough.
Right. And they fear their potential, and then they automatically sabotaging this, not doing this, and they won't speak on how it really is. And it's really sad because there are a lot of talented people out here and they don't realize that their talent can help somebody else or encourage somebody else to go ahead and take the leap and take the jump and go ahead and explore their options. Stop thinking, oh, 9 to 5 is the only thing. Nah, it's like you got to get around that obstacle, because just because the obstacle is in front of you don't mean that you can't go around it, dig under it, hop over it. If you put the obstacle there, guess what? You can move it. If somebody else did, get creative with it. Move, get it out the way, move it. But
that's just like we were saying in the other episode a week or two ago about taking the risk. You know what I mean? And putting ourselves out there to take the risk. And then especially when you have a family to look after that depends on you, Depends on your check. Depends on that health insurance. And depends on you showing up for that check. It's hard to take the risk. It's very difficult when it's not just about you anymore, and it's a whole family behind you.
Right. Ashley's a great example. Thin line,
thin line, you guys.
I'm just going to want, me, I'm just going to go ahead and speak it and give people their flowers. I said, Ashley, I think you are a great example of going out there, do what you got to do what you need to do for your family. But I already know that you educating your children. That goes without saying. I don't have to be in your home to know how you raise your household with your husband, because you guys are all team players, not just you and your husband, but it's you, your husband, and the damn kids.
Okay.
And you make sure you lead by example. You're not going to say, oh, I'm going to do this and don't do it. Nah, we already know behind the scenes, you doing what you need to do. Cheyenne making her way. It's going to come through. Monique, you going to do yours. And Sheena, we miss you, girl. We miss you, but we already know that everybody doing what they need to do to get where they need to go and leading by damn example.
Sheena as missing in action.
Okay, am I
love it dearly with the guest appearance, but
Sheena?
I still love you. But I just commend Ashley. Anybody, whether you doing it by yourself or you got your husband, your partner, whatever, and the kids and stuff, because it's not easy. And of course, people want to look at you. You got people that's going to look at you, and then you got people that's going to be like, "Yo, how'd you do that? I don't care. I'm going to be watching you, following you, taking notes and all this kind of stuff. Ain't no jealousy, ain't no hate, and not being envious. How the hell I don't care. I'm following. I'm asking questions. I'm taking notes."
Listen, even if they unfollow you, they still effing watching. Still watching with the goofy
documents. Be a fan. Be a spectator.
Looking. From the sidelines, not from the front line. Okay.
Thank you for my flowers, Salita. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. It inspires me. It gives me the push.
Listen, we gotta give each other flowers.
Yeah.
While we here.
That's right.
That's my mother used to say. Don't give me no flowers when I'm gone. I don't want no motherfucking flowers. Y'all gonna celebrate. Y'all gonna have a party and be extroverted and do all the extroverted shit when I'm gone. That's how I want to be celebrated. And I want to be cremated. Don't put me in no fucking ground, because that's not where I am. Okay? And then make sure you give me my flowers while I'm here. Give me my flowers now.
Got to. It's so important.
And as Black women, it's more important that we give our flowers now. Okay?
Facts.
Because ain't nobody giving us ish out here. No. People, even we can't even get a Black man to give us our effing flowers. Okay? Can't even get him to open the door for a bitch.
Well, I got one. Okay.
Boom.
I got one.
Jokes on them.
Okay.
Jokes on them.
But like it's a rare thing.
There's one thing that just brings me to another topic. When I'm out and about and I see a sis and she doing her thing, and I be like, "Girl, you look good, girl." You know what I'm saying? Like, give each other the compliment that you deserve. The compliment you seeking, give it to somebody else. Give it away and watch it come back tenfold. See, y'all forgot. Y'all always forgetting. The Bible told you that anything you put out there is going to come back to you 7 times. 7 times 7.
I always do. And I try to make it a point to call my brothers and sisters kings and queens when I'm speaking to them, even if I don't know them, especially if I don't know them. Like, that stops people in their tracks. If you say thank you, king, or good morning, queen, or have a blessed day, queen, or peace and blessings, queen, it changes
the entire vibe. Yeah,
everything. And hold on, I got a short story about this. Cheyenne actually called me on
this. I love
day.
it.
Okay.
So there was a hot mess.
Cheyenne, we gonna put that into the show. I'm gonna record that one day, and y'all gonna be listening to the show. He's gonna be like, it's gonna be a recording, cause that the Cheyenne did be funny as shit.
Listen, I got the job doing that.
Come out smooth though.
It'd be real smooth. She'd be like, and it'd be like nobody be talking at the time when she's saying it. It's like,
even when you be talking to her on the phone, she'll do it. Like
I know it. Yeah.
Like, girl.
I can't. I was listening to an episode the other day. I was like, oh my God, that effing Cheyenne, yo.
Listen, I got a coworker at work, right? She stayed coughing and hacking it up all the time.
You be like,
every time she started, I'd be like,
Get the heck out of here with that COVID-ish.
That is
listen. Okay, but go ahead, Ash. We're gonna stop talking.
So real quick story. So I took the kids to the park maybe like 2-3 months ago. I mean, I've taken them since, but this incident would happen about 2-3 months ago.
And if you haven't taken them to the park, that's okay too.
No, I mean, actually, we making it tomorrow. Look, we making it.
No, okay, it's gonna be nice this weekend too. Yeah,
right. We love the park around here. So yes, I take the kids to the park, and it was other families there and people there. And this little girl wanted to play with. I took my son, all my kids, and then I took the neighbors' kids too. So the neighbors' kids happened to be boys, so they went off and played and did boy stuff. So long story short, a little girl from another little batch of kids comes and like starts throwing ice on them, and so they run up, the boys run up, and they're like, this girl is throwing ice on us and we don't really know what to do because she's not a boy. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, she's not a boy. So we don't know how to handle this and she won't stop because our instant reaction is to hit or retaliate, but we can't do that in this situation. So we're, coming to tell you. So I said, okay. So I look at the little girl, she's standing there and I said, well, why are you throwing ice at my sons? And, and she's like, she's one of them little girls who was like instantly
real sassy.
Ready to lie. No, just instantly ready to lie. She had ice in her hand. She drops the ice. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, what? I didn't, one of them. I said, where's your parents? Because, I don't.
She a liar already.
Yeah, I don't even have time for this. Where's your parents? Oh, she right here on this ratchet shit. I know, yeah. So, she right here. Mommy, this lady want to talk to you. So I'm like standing right there. Okay. Yes, I didn't even tell you all the details. I just told you the back end of what was happening, but this is the details. So she goes, mommy. So the lady and it's like a bunch of people at like a little picnic table looking situation because they had like a little, awning and a place to grill. So she's like, yeah, I'm the mother. What's the problem? And I'm like, okay, first of all, we're going to calm down. I said, because I came over here to speak to a parent, not the children. I could have did this with your child. I'm not doing that. I said, we're Black queens, because this happened to also be a Black family or Black children. I said, we're Black queens, and we're going to show our children how you resolve problems. That motherfucker looked at me. She got her little shit together.
She didn't know what to do, baby.
She said, I know that's right. She like looked at me.
She hit her with the laugh.
Then she had it right. Then she hit me with, she was like, it was like the look out her eyes was like, because at first she was ready to fight. And the funny thing about it was, if this was my fighting days, sorry.
You'd have been ready to go, baby.
Beat the brakes off this woman. Beat the brakes off this woman. But
thank God for healing. Okay.
We're not in that. Right. We're not that girl. We're not that girl. And so thank God for healing, baby. Even the men that was with her was like, shorty, chill, like calm down. She's
relax. B.
Yeah, like it was bad. So she like she's like shocked.
Right.
She was just like, yeah, well, I've been drinking, trying to make it. I'm like, so
right.
That's not an excuse, sis.
Why are you drinking at the park around all these kids? You know what I mean? But I didn't even take it there. I left. I kept it. As we're queens, and yeah, that's, you know what I'm saying. Like even what I had on, like I'm not fighting in this. You know what I'm saying? Like
at all.
Like I'm not doing that. And like I said, we're not going to show our children how to act like peasants. We're going to show our children how to act like queens. Hit that bell and subscribe if you like.
Right, F and now you got that. Remind me of that meme, but that remind me of that meme, but
freak.
Not that meme, but that GIF with Blue Ivy that started circulating a long time ago when she looking down the balcony like.
Yes.
Peasants. That ish always gets me going.
Like, we won't be acting like peasants.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
like
yes.
if you're gonna act like a peasant, you're gonna act like a peasant.
Do it by yourself
in front of your child, because in front of my kids and the neighbors' kids and the other kids that's out here, that's not how I'm gonna act. If I wanted to do that, I could have had an argument with your child.
Right.
We're grown women and we're gonna act accordingly. And on top of that, we're black queens. Ooh, fucked her up. I'm talking about any little fish that she was ready to go and boop, 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 boop. No,
deflated.
But you know what that goes to show?
Deleted
that.
That goes to show the PTSD, anxiety, and stuff that we deal with in urban communities and or areas that are predominantly black and brown. We always have to be in survival mode. We never get to come down.
Exactly, because
that's the problem. That could have went all the way left, yo.
And that's what my husband was saying. Like, he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything was peace because I made it that way.
Because you stepped up to the plate on some grown woman ish.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I wanted to unevolve or devolve, look,
you could have took it there level. Easily.
Exactly. But I'm like, what is that gonna prove? We're gonna be two black women in jail and that's
looking like a damn fool.
Even if we didn't go to jail, we looking like a damn fool in front of
our children and family,
other children,
and these men they're supposed to be loving and caring for and protecting us. Okay. And now what they're gonna have to do? They're gonna have to fight each other. See, that's what happens. The women get fighting with each other, and then the men got to get involved. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody's involved.
Men be strapped, and it turns into
stay strapped in the club.
Women stay strapped as well.
Yeah, especially as business owners, because we got to stay strapped to protect ourselves. And no mace or pepper spray. Please believe it. Run up on me if you want to. Okay.
I got that bear spray.
Okay, got a little Peggy
Sue.
See, we get the right to bear arms. Being small business owners, we have a right to carry in our state.
In this state, okay?
We got the right to carry. Pull up if you want to, baby.
And they will expedite a license. If you are in Maryland, you know, y'all know this is my area. Look, they will expedite a license to you because of you being a business owner. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times we have to carry large amounts of cash.
Yeah. And who the heck is going to pray? And who's going to pay
on the property that you're on? So
and then especially if you're going in urban communities, you own something in urban communities. Yeah. And because who's going to pay for Brink to come? Anybody paying all them fees for Brink to come and get this money? No. My goddamn money so I can go to the bank. Okay. Pay these bills. Okay. Pay these employees. Okay.
And get your ass capped if you think it's a game. Okay.
What Rihanna say? Blah blah blah.
Saying, all this bag, all this hard-earned money.
Rihanna say blah blah blah.
You gonna catch me outside if you want.
Rihanna a savage. Pull up on Rihanna if you want to, baby. Pull up on Rihanna if you want to. Blah blah blah. I'm being silly, but I'm so serious.
Like the 4th of July in this motherfucker.
Look, the 4th of July, the celebration of 4th of July a week later when niggas in your neighborhood still blasting. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. It's gonna be 4th of July without 4th of July.
Okay.
Listen, if you a small business owner, baby, and you part of the family on Black Women Hill, stay strapped, baby, if you can. If not, get you some bear spray like Ashley told you. That's the way to get around the mace and the tasers and all that stuff in your state if there's regulations. And every woman should have something in her car, in her purse, in her crossbody bag, in her motherfucking titty. Whatever it is, baby.
Sponsors. Come on, Bears.
Get on it. I'll be right there like...
Look, where you at? We have Black women everywhere. That ass cap, ass caps. Okay.
Okay.
Listen. All these Black Women Hill angels, just like Charlie's angels.
Okay. I'm gonna there like Queen Latifah with 2 on y'all motherfuckers.
Right.
All 3 of them. All 3 of them.
Right. All 3.
I want a Desert Eagle and a 4-barrel Glock.
Ooh, that Desert Eagle, baby, is something else. That's a beautiful thing.
Desert Eagle.
Beautiful thing.
And I think it's called a Glockenspiel. It's a 4-barrel.
That sounds amazing.
It's really, really dope. I'm gonna have to find a picture.
It'd be some dope ass bullets that say black women heal on. They'd be confused as a bitch. Like, hold on, we healing or we shooting bullets? What is it
That would
that
be
we're
black
doing
women
here?
kill. That would be black women
Right.
kill.
Right.
4,000,
Fact.
Alex. 4,000. Okay. Okay. Black women kill 4,000.
But look,
Right.
so they had this guy on there because they do a black market, which is their second episode that comes out every week. It's a black market where they feature black entrepreneurs and innovators. This black guy built a whole enterprise on bullets and guns. He loved guns, and so he niched down and create. He was the first black man to ever create a bullet. Young black guy, came out like a month ago. If you go on their page, you'll find it under their playlist of black market. Young black guy makes his own guns and bullets.
Okay.
Killing it.
Okay.
Worked his ass off. Okay. Worked his ass off creating bullets and guns under a black brand. First guy to ever do it. Nobody else ever done it. He's part of the NRA and everything, and the NRA showcases his stuff.
And
which
it's
is
hard for us and them.
He cracked that bitch down. He cracked it down, baby.
He must be a Republican. Look, he must be a Republican.
Right.
I'm not speaking on him. I'm
on paper. On paper.
Right.
On paper. Okay, because we're gonna do what we got to do as long as it's legal. Right. To get it done. Okay.
Honestly, I'm not about to cross.
No, we're gonna shift gears.
Not about to cross that line.
Right.
I ain't gonna get political.
Right.
I like my DMs. They're quiet. Okay.
There she go. Don't start front because you act like you be on that bitch enough anyway to even care about them fucking DMs. And she don't even be on there. There she get on. She be on there one day for a whole week straight every day, and next month she ain't on there for fucking 3 months. It might just be old as a bitch.
I've been on Boss Lady though, so shout out to all
we know Boss Lady.
Yes.
No Boss Lady always in the building. Yeah. Case by case.
Because I'm thinking about just revamping that into what I was already telling y'all
talking about.
Y'all was helping me on. So I'm like, I don't know if
that bitch about to have 0 posts, 1 post.
Just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Didn't you do that, Cheyenne? Didn't you revamp your personal page?
Girl, I deleted everything.
She deleted. I got a new one. It was like this was like 2 weeks ago.
I feel like I'm phasing out of social media. Like I don't even be having
I believe it.
Time. Like you know, a lot of times, like I guess because I'm not on there as much, like I miss a lot of stuff. Like I actually have to go searching for stuff because it's not in my
views.
Too.
Like if I really want to see it, like that Lil Kim and 50 Cent shit, I still ain't looked it up.
What is that about? So how did I miss that? I've been studying all week. I missed that shit. What the fuck?
I missed it too, but it ran by me.
You know what's really bothering me right now is the damn inflation we're seeing. Economically. Good. Inflation is really bothering me right now, you guys, because it's going to make a lot more people poor. I don't mean to dampen the mood. I just thought about that.
I've been telling people this for months. It's about to be a food shortage.
Again, because already I went to Sam's Club. Water is back on 1 pack.
Listen,
can't get more than 1 or 2 packs.
I was talking to my friend from the Virgin Islands earlier on in the week, and I was like, yo, it's crazy how it is, because I visited her back in the Virgin Islands a couple of years ago, and it's like the prices we see in store now. For example, something as simple as a pack of Chips Ahoy cookies, we used to pay like what, 2 for $5, you know, on a good day.
Chips Ahoy is not even like a brand like Oreo.
Right. We probably paid $2.50 at the most for them. Girl, I went to the store and I'm just breezing through looking at prices or whatever. That shit is like $5 something a pack. And back then, these are the prices I was seeing over there, which is normal for them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, now we seeing these sky high prices over here. Like, shit is about to get real. People don't understand. Like
the housing market, because the demand is higher than the supply right now, was a prime example, and I should say, to where we're going, because people are overbidding on homes, okay, including my home. But my home was worth it, I feel like. But they still overbid way above what we were asking for that house. And I mean, before all of the pictures and details about the house were even posted. Perfect example. Little quick story. We did some work in the house, upgraded, added some more amenities to the house when we bought it a couple years ago. By the time we sold it this summer, we got with our agent that we actually bought the house with. We worked with the same lady, and she came and she was like, "Damn, y'all did too much." And we was like, "Damn, we definitely did." And that was me, but Omar already knew he did too much based on how much we spent, right? And she was like, people are overbidding right now. So she was like, you don't even have to set your bar that high. Just put a price that's reasonable in between what you really want and what your minimum is, and you're good. You know what I mean? And so the week that the house went on the market, before the photographer actually uploaded the videos and the what's that little machine they're using, the drones, they did a drone of the property. Before we even posted that, and all we had was one or two pictures on the listing with the details in writing of what the amenities were and what the house come with, we had 3 offers. We didn't even make it through to open house before we had offers on the table already. So that was an indication right there what the future of the next 5 to 10 years is going to be like for the economy. And the indicator before that, even before Trump was even in office, is when Obama set in motion the whatever it's called, a bill or whatever the fuck it's called, where people are where he's steadily increasing the minimum wage over time. By 2024, I think it's supposed to cap out. But that wasn't really an indication. That was the first indication before he left office, when he put that in place, that inflation was coming. Because whenever you set the minimum wage higher, the cost of goods and services go to F up. Signs and wonders. Ain't nobody effing paying attention to the shit. And now all of a sudden we surprised. It's been in motion.
I've been saying this shit for months.
And y'all think the government is really at odds? The government work together. It don't matter whether they on the left or the right or the red or the blue. It don't matter. All of that ish work together. All of it is to benefit them, not to benefit the people. Listen, we had we've had 3 conversations down the rabbit hole. I'm trying not to make this the 4th one, but how can we avoid it? This is the times we live in it.
Yeah, better to be aware, because it's like you gonna get so many different types of stories. Listen to the news, and that they be lying. Why you fucking lying? Like, really? Like, come on.
Right.
Oh my God.
I don't fucking listen to the news.
I haven't watched the news all week.
The freaking news.
I watched the stock market, but I didn't watch the regular news.
All those stations report the same damn news.
Same thing. Yep. And I don't watch the news, but I'm up to date. I'm informed, but I don't have to sit there and watch no damn news.
My life is so much better without it. And I told Omar the other day, because we were watching the news, not even the other day, it was last week, because that would make me a liar, because I just told y'all I ain't watched it all week. But it was last week, I think, or even over the weekend, where we were watching the news and he started getting pissed off. And it was because people were advocating for, what was they advocating for? The general public, civilians were advocating for something. And they had like a little riot or something like that. I forget what it was. But he was like, see, this is the problem. Because when they do this, then this increases. And he was absolutely right, even though it sounded like capitalism. And at the end of the day, nothing's wrong with capitalism, because if you're a business owner, the capitalism is life. That's what pays your effing bills. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, this is the problem, because when they do this, then this is going to happen. And he was so effing right. Like, no matter what, at the end of the day, the bottom line is that when inflation is involved, there's no going back down. This is not going anywhere. The cost of goods and services going up. Just the cost of lumber to build a house is not even in your interest to build a house right now. You better off buying a house that's already built and updating it than buying it. And lumber over the summertime, when we was looking to possibly build something, was on back order for 4 to 6 months. Even furniture, going to your local furniture store, if it's not in the store, if it's not in the back of their warehouse, it's taking 3-4 months to get it. And that's partly because Trump, which was what I do agree that Trump did, was trying to make America more self-sufficient, because he cut off not European, but Asian, the Asian companies being the third party to basically the tools and parts that we need because it's cheap over there. He was trying to cut all that off and make everything at home and build more warehousing at home, build more infrastructures where we can make things that say made in the US here. And he had cut off China and all of them. That's what the big war was really about, him cutting off China because we weren't buying our goods from them anymore. We acted like we didn't need them. And I agreed with that. A lot of things he did, I didn't agree with it, but I agreed with that, making us more self-sufficient and not in debt to them, right? But people don't understand that look, the economy and the government is like our bodies. No system works without the other. Mm-hmm. So if y'all think the Republicans and the Democrats and all the other houses don't work together behind closed doors, I don't know what to tell you, friend. They work together. They're in the same family. I'm going to get off this rabbit hole unless y'all want to continue to talk about it. We could talk about this all night.
Ashley talking and she is on mute.
Yep, sure is.
Hey, I'm glad my black ass was on mute. I'm so
she was going off.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Saying, no, like this is Patreon topic. Like, no, I just don't have anything to say at this level.
I just was trying to keep it neutral, saying that, all of it works together.
I do agree with, what I was saying
right.
about when you said that, I said they were on the same team. That's what I said. That
at the end of the day,
they're on the same team. It's the same thing.
All in this bloodline.
They just showed to us that there's a war. There's no war.
It's like
they all go out to eat together after they do that press conference.
Exactly. Just like the DA, the prosecution, and the defense. It's
boom.
Like,
girl, that's what I'm. Yo,
I know all about it, baby.
This conversation at work today. You know what I mean? Like I'm an observer, right? And I'm working in the courtroom, and I'm like, I just sit back and watch. Like all these people are in cahoots with one another. Like. How is my attorney?
They went to school together.
But how is my attorney
on the same fraternity?
They got the same fraternity. That's what I would say. Their wives fraternizing. Well,
the wives go to the same damn manicures. Okay.
Exactly. Like they're best friends. Sometimes the DA is best friends with all the judges or best friends with the defense.
Judges know everybody
that they're arguing against. Like the night before, they're like, yo. I'm gonna take you down tomorrow.
Listen, let's go down this rabbit hole. Let's do it. Listen.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. Behind, it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors.
Exactly, girl. It's like I'm telling you, you just gotta. I just sit back. Some people just, this is another job. I sit back and watch. Like this shit is like crazy.
It's a game.
It's crazy.
It's all a game.
People look at me crazy because even in the position I am, it's like a lot of shit that I don't agree with. And some of the shit, it's like, listen, I don't know who gave another man the authority to rule over my life and what happens to me. I don't agree with this system. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It's BS. Straight up.
You might be having a bad day today and decide, you're going to throw me in jail for 90 days. The hell?
Yeah.
Yep. Easy. Will not even blink twice about it. Okay. Go home and eat their ramen noodles. And fuck their wife. Okay. That's it. Pluck the heads off their areolas and go to sleep. That's it.
Oh, God, no. With the hairs on the areolas.
Listen. Look.
Yeah, but people don't sit back like Cheyenne said. Like, I think it's critical no matter what the situation, whether it be a gig, relationship, friendship, family, you gotta sometimes just sit back and really observe and learn what it means to be still. Like, stop what you're doing and really look at what the hell is going on around you. Like, really. Prime example.
Here's the thing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Prime example, I had a good ass laugh. I was on my way home, and this one part where it is not far from where I live, it goes into a single lane. Mm-hmm. Now, I know, and I use Waze, and everybody uses Waze. I use Waze because I'll be making sure I'm not about to run into something.
Of course.
And normally where there's cops normally sitting there, they be getting people because people be speeding. It's like a speedway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm driving the speed limit, right? And there's this bus. It's driving real slow in front of me, right? I happen to look in the mirror. I see this, it was a Honda something. Person is speeding. And I'm like, okay, this person's about to be a whole asshole and just try to cut me off. I stayed at the same speed and I sat back and I watched. That asshole did. Thinking, guess what? The bus moved from the left lane a little bit and scooted right into the middle lane and stopped that car completely. Mm-hmm. I did not change my speed limit or nothing. I sat back and watched as I was driving. And every
not
time
be a
that
whole
bus,
asshole behind them, like that's what you was trying to do.
I was
Box
laughing.
that ass on in.
I was laughing my ass off. I said, see, Karma, I fucks with you, Karma. Because it was like that. Every time that person tried, that bus was like,
box it on in, box it on in.
Like, look at that, like, what is the fucking circus? I said, it rolled out.
Y'all know that meme, that gift that be like with the dog, where it be like,
yep.
And it be like, this is Caucasians when black people do something wrong.
And that little boy.
That's what I do when people do stuff like that. I look at them and be like, that's what your dumb ass
shaking
get.
my head and doing all of that. So
and I look at them too. I be like,
right.
And you know they be scared as a bitch to look at you. They don't even want. They be like 3. They be at 10 and 3 o'clock like they supposed to be in school and stuff.
Like real tight. So
you know
but
what
it's
the
so
F you did,
important.
friend.
It's so important just to sit back and observe and watch and see, because in that way you know exactly how you have to move.
And see, here's the thing. Everybody don't have the gift of discernment. So you can sit back and watch all you want to, but sometimes people are gullible. And sometimes, and it's not because of their own fault, but because just they have been sheltered in a way which doesn't allow them to see for real. Okay. With they goofy binoculars. Okay. Or your third eye. Okay. Because we have people like that in all different parts of the country, these United States of America, that are in very rural areas or very sheltered places where everything is 10 out of 10 and they don't know anything about the truth being stranger than fiction. That's what I always say. Like, the truth is much, 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 much stranger than fiction. All these TV shows we see, and as crazy as they seem to us, it's way worse in reality in those inner circles of those clubs and or society, secret societies and all that stuff. Much stranger than anything Stephen King can come up with. Okay, you guys, because that stuff is much stranger than that, you guys. And now Amazon is into pharmaceuticals.
Look,
what?
This is all I'm gonna say about that. I just like long for the day, and it probably never will come, at least not in our lifetime, but I just long for the day when these people that people trust so much come out and just tell people the truth, and then they'll still fucking say, oh, you lying.
Still,
but it's already happening. It's already happened though, Cheyenne Boo. Guess what?
And they still say, which is exactly what you're saying,
that it's just art. Right. No matter what the esoteric symbolism is, they just saying it's just art, but it's esoteric symbolism.
The programming is so deep and ingrained. Like, they could tell you the truth and you gonna still say it's a lie.
And that's what the Matrix was about. The Matrix was about them giving you the truth and stuff. Even with people like artists like Lil Nas X, who promote esoteric symbolism and or Satanism in some ways, maybe not in always, but in some ways, and bringing awareness to that type of lifestyle. And that's not to say that all people who are homosexual and or gay are like that and or believe in that and or, you know, believe in Satanism. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that, just like we said in the other episode, is that because it's being normalized, when it is brought out as truth, nobody fucking believes it. Nobody believes it because it's been normalized.
I just gotta laugh because this my rabbit hole right there. This one right here. This my rabbit hole. So
this what the episode gonna be about, going down the motherfucking rabbit hole, baby. if you can't go down with it, I don't know. Black Women Hill show. This may not be the show for you. This may not be the family for you. I don't know, but we going down that thing,
right?
Because I feel like as Black women, we always either play the outsider, the jigaboo, or the
slave.
I ain't fooling with y'all. You know what I'm saying? In between a house nigga and a slave nigga, and a field nigga. So pick a side, baby. Whatever side you pick, stay true to it and ride or die for that thing. But we've already picked our side over here in these parts.
You can't say you woke and not go down the rabbit hole, because we live in the rabbit hole, honey. Okay. We gonna uncover and rediscover.
Earth is a rabbit hole. Okay, Earth itself is a rabbit hole, because for whatever reason on this planet at this time in this dimension, we think we're the only ones that exist in this galaxy of billions of galaxy, of billions of planets, of billions and billions and billions of other places. So look, I ain't got time to be fooling with y'all if y'all don't want to believe it.
And when you talk about people saying they woke and stuff, that right there, this
we think it's a trend. That's why I hate social media for what it has done to us, because it was good when it started, but then it got tainted.
It's very tainted.
Because the thing is, like, what really bothers me about it is that, you know, and if you fully woke, and I had said this before in a previous episode that we did, then you did. Ain't nobody's third eye all the way open. Yeah,
all the time.
I said what I said in the way that I said it. You'll be lucky if you get the slither of your third eye open, because if it was to open at full capacity, your ass would not be able to handle it.
Nope.
Ayahuasca.
Blank.
Nope.
That's the ayahuasca life. Ayahuasca. Okay.
That remind me of the little girl, the little white girl that pretend like she black, and she was on Dr. Phil, and she was like, "Ain't nobody gonna check me." And he was like, "So you're too street for them?" Yep. Yep.
Now the problem with her,
we ain't too woke for them. I'm just saying that in relation to what Salida was talking about, like, look, you know, people saying that they woke and stuff like that.
Look, I gotta go there though, even though this is off topic, but on topic, because it's about that little girl. And I just had this conversation with my white neighbor, okay, who has a child the same age as one of my children. So
this might be good, because as she said, so we'll record that shit and play it during the episode.
So she has adopted and stolen from the black woman.
Appropriation?
Okay? Her mannerisms. She got famous for something that if the person in the race that it comes from were to do, we would be called ratchet. And we are called it. We do this daily. We talk like her daily. And
even with a doctorate and a master's degree.
Even with a doctorate and a master's degree.
And a PhD degree.
Talk like her. You're ratchet, you're this, you're that. But if you're her, she monetized it. She monetized my skin color. She monetized my hair. She monetized my music. She monetized, well, that's not my music anymore, so y'all can have that. But she monetized everything that the black woman is, whether you like it or you don't like it. She fucking monetized it. Let a black woman go monetize that.
The whole problem.
But even going down that rabbit hole, Ashley. Even going,
listen, cash me with shit, okay?
Cash me outside, yeah.
Okay, so that's my problem with that, because again, if we come out as who we are, it's a problem. But if they adopt who we are, it's okay.
The appropriation is okay. Just like
character on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Ooh, ratchet.
I've never watched that one. I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I've seen pieces of it.
To be honest with you, out of all the franchises, I can actually see you watching them
because of the way that they behave.
It's just something about it. I just see it as a conversation. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know your personality inside out, but I think I'm right about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is because they're a different type of ratchet
vibe.
You know what I mean? But they have this.
I mean, we all got our quarrels.
Yeah, this Asian chick who I like her, but I don't. You know what I mean? I have a love.
She's one of them kind of people.
You know what I mean? Because she's red and her husband's black, so it's like okay, you know what I mean? She
got the connection there.
I mean, but she's real ratchet, and it's again, if if per se this same man were to marry a black woman and they were on the show and the black woman acted like her, baby.
Yeah, and you see that a lot in relationships. You see that a lot in relationships.
Like shorty is ratchet.
We can go. Let's go down the fucking rabbit hole, you guys. Let's go down the rabbit hole of effing appropriation and or men, black men specifically, who date these women outside of the black community, African American women that accept the same things that African American women have done, but they accept it with another race of woman. Let's go down that rabbit hole because you see it with the Kardashians. They are the trendsetters of that. Okay, the Kardashians, number one. Okay, what's her name? Bad Baby or something like that is what she calls herself. That second little girl.
To block the Kardashians, like if you don't want to get news about them and you don't want that, that's not considered. Yeah, they have a whole app. They've had it for years.
Yeah. Then you got Bad Baby, that as she was talking about the little girl. Yeah, and all that stuff. And that's the thing. Like you hear black women, you hear black.
Her in my algorithm.
But you hear that all the time with black women, black men dating and or marrying Latina women and or another race, and especially the Latina women because of this, they call them spicy when they like, have that angry ish going on. I mean, but they have Caribbean roots, so they're not that far off from the motherland. Everything about their culture is rooted in Caribbean roots and or West African roots.
And fair skinned ones, the
colorism and all that stuff,
robbing and pilfering, all that craziness of.
But the common denominator is always the colonialization of these continents and countries by white people. That's the common denominator, no matter where you go. It's white people coming in, colonizing, and telling these beautiful brown, dark-skinned people that they was nothing.
And pinning them against each other, the lights against the darks, because
with the house slavery. Yeah, exactly. That's the colorism. Period.
They really don't talk about it as much. Well, I think that Amara La Negra, she's kind of like.
Well, the thing is, they call themselves white Hispanics. They will legally, and I brought this up again. I brought this up in one of the first 10 episodes, but I have a Latina friend who said that she considers herself a white Latina. Okay. And that's why on our census reports here in the US, it says white and non-Hispanic in parentheses and or white with Hispanic heritage, because some Hispanics and Latinos consider themselves white based on skin color. What kind of BS is that? If that's the case, why don't black people have that option?
Some of them are actually white skinned, so
they could pass for white.
Look at the president of Venezuela or Brazil. You know what I mean? Those are your white Hispanic.
But I think that needs a change, because at the end of the day, your roots are not rooted in European heritage unless you come from Spain.
I look, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but I totally agree.
Because if that's the case, then all of us should have that option on the census report here in the US, whether you're Asian, African American, white, or Hispanic and Latino, because every continent of this world has dark people.
Not black people, we black.
We just fucking black, baby.
We black.
Even though we ain't black, but we ain't black. Right. Unless you got black skin for real, because there are some that, have actual really dark skin.
I'd be like, let's go do a DNA. I remember seeing that too. Like they did a whole study. It was like a couple of people, and they went up and they did like their heritage and stuff, and all of them had some type of link back to Africa, back to the motherland. All of them.
I think the only ones who don't is Australians, because Australian people, the Aborigines, are very dark people, and they don't have any link back to Africa. They're just very dark, period.
Very dark.
Right.
And even in South Asian countries, they don't have, there's a lot of them that are very, 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 very dark. They don't have any African heritage. They're just dark, period.
Mm-hmm. And
but then people down in South America, a lot of them got Caribbean African heritage. They just don't want to admit it.
If you look at the Asian statues, like they have statues that have like these little kink things. I'm gonna have to put the pay or get some links.
Curly hair.
We need this. Yes, and they have like kinks, like from their statues. Where do y'all, and actually, like I say, it's, in my personal opinion, it's very biblical. But since we're not really on that topic tonight, we'll just keep it again. And you can, if you really want to look that up, you can look at Tyreek Nasheed's Hidden Colors. All of the series references that. Yeah, you can definitely look up Tyree Nasheed's Hidden Colors. That's a good starting place. Again, if you start there and you stop there, you haven't gone deep enough, baby. That's just
but you remember what the point of having kinky curly hair is. The point of having kinky curly hair is to protect you from the sun because we come from hot places. Okay. That's what the kinky curly hair comes from because it protects our scalp from getting burnt from the desert hot places and or just hot places in general that we come from. So it wouldn't surprise me for somebody in ancient times that is of Asian descent, that maybe from South Asia, where it gets really, 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 really hot, hotter than Arizona, that has maybe curly or kinky hair and or dark hair that may actually be a little blonde around the edges. Because when we get around some real sunlight, we get blonde hair edges and stuff. Like I used to
a lot of the
kid.
Melanesians,
you know what I'm
Polynesians,
Aborigines in Australia have a lot of blonde hair from the sun.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes from the sun, being bleached by the sun.
A couple islanders like that. Yeah.
Listen, family, it is what it is. This topic, this episode is all over the place, but
really
I just had to get that off my chest. Right. Y'all know how it is. I just gotta get some shit off my chest. Get off my chest.
Them the hairs.
Didn't mean to throw up on you.
Pluck them hairs off your
no. Yeah. No. I plucked mine last night in the shower. I'm good for that. Mm-hmm.
Wasn't ready for that.
So wait a minute. If you don't pluck them, is it you have like a whole?
Them bitches keep growing.
I'm just saying, like, if you just don't for like let's just say 3 months, will it be like a fur chest or just like random hair?
It's just
it's in the same. They're always in the same place.
Okay,
it just be one hair out of one follicle.
No, because I watched this
going around the areola, and it's a hormonal issue. Because I told y'all I had hypothyroid issues in the past, which caused my infertility. And so usually when there's hair in places that shouldn't be there, it's a hormonal issue. Or if you're losing hair, which is no reason for plucking it out and messing up and damaging your follicles from plucking your hairs, then it's a hormonal issue. It has nothing to do with anything else, really. It's just hormonal. It's hormonal. I'm producing too much or too little of something. And with my thyroid issue in the past, it probably has something to do with that because I grow more now than I did when I was a preteen. When I was a preteen, I didn't really have this issue. But as I got older, after I was on birth control and got off of it, that's when it really started popping up. You know what I mean? So it's a hormonal thing, really. And the only reason I pluck them is because it takes longer to grow back. Because if I shave it, it come back in a couple of days.
Well, it was this black girl on Truly. She had like she's
on her chest.
Yeah, like, but it was like the whole thing. And what she said was, I guess she probably was on Instagram because I noticed that they find like all their people that they feature from like usually Instagram. But I think what it was when she started just doing pictures and showing herself, like she said she just got tired of shaving it and it was just too much. It was just like in the bumps and all that. So she was just like, I'm just and she said the response that she got from obviously probably other people in her community, but then regular people too was just like people respect it. Some people probably was even turned on. They just you know they empathize with the like different shit, but it was very like it was like heartbreaking and inspirational at the same time.
Yeah, because she just decided to be herself.
I couldn't imagine like she had the taco meat.
I've seen it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. She had a whole situation,
and she could be somebody that suffers from like
really confident. She was really confident.
Sometimes it's genetic. Sometimes it's hormonal, like I was saying. And other forms of hormonal issues, not just thyroid issues, it's PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, where you produce too much hormones, and that can also cause unusual hair. You'll see a lot of women with PCOS have hairs. They'll have hair on their chest, like you was talking about. When it comes to the body is very smart. It's much smarter than we'll ever be. There's a reason why things happen. There's a reason why somebody has endometriosis and all those, things like that. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because so many people overlook I don't want to say the image or the concept of the rabbit hole. And it's like, once you start breaking it down, as we have done so many times, if people really going to be hip to it and they want to check out the rabbit hole, even in Alice in the Wonderland, you'll get a whole different view of it. It's just not a kid cartoon and stuff like that. Yeah, we was kids when we was watching it, but then as we matured into adults and got into being more evolved, we start looking at every single cartoon ever came out in a totally different light, which is always good. It's just like reading a book and learning something different, or watching a movie again, a movie that you love.
Hard to turn it off once you turn it on. Once you allow that switch to go up, it's hard to turn it off. You can turn it off for a minute, but
then you gonna be irritated like shit. Like
something else is going to go right the f back on up, and you be like, guys, this is why I started doing this BS, because this is why I stopped listening, because he was on that BS. Right, you know, but yeah, it's hard to turn. It's always come back to you once you've been enlightened, like Cheyenne was saying, and like spiritually stagnant ish. In that episode, she was like, you know, once it's a blessing and a curse, because once it's on, baby. Yeah. There's no unseeing it. Just like when they had that Netflix special, when they were talking about how the meat industry and a lot of people were going vegan. This is around the time I went vegan too, and they were showing how animals are killed in them factories. Once you see that, you can't unsee that. I still have nightmares about some of the stuff I saw in that documentary about how chickens are killed, how they file down a beak of a baby chick, a little baby chick about this big. They put the beak and they screaming, or how the hair from a rabbit is plucked off to make your sweater, that fur around your sweater. You know, you can't unsee that kind of stuff at all.
Change your whole.
So this is a warning, friend. If you're gonna go down that rabbit hole, just make sure you're ready.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Salita was saying, you know, listen, being woke, so to speak, is not a trend. You know what I mean?
Far from it.
Even if the third eye is fucking winking a little bit, you know, being woke is a quest for knowledge, and you're always gonna seek that infinite knowledge. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you, you're gonna be on a constant thirst to find out more. You know what is true and what resonates with you. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that's just trending. Like, people that are actually into it, they're always searching for more and more and more.
Because once you get exposed,
once
you can't turn it off. You can't turn off that switch.
Once you
and it challenges everything that you've known,
have been taught.
Everything you've been taught gets flipped on its head. Everything,
right? Because once
if you're not at that point, you're not woke. Like, if you're not questioning everything, like, is the earth flat? Is it all that? Like, if you're not, again, I'm not saying you have to be there, but that's part of the rabbit hole. Like, if you haven't ventured off, you're not woke.
And of size is just seeing. It's about seeing. It's about, like Cheyenne saying, just finding the information, whether it resonates or it doesn't. Because a lot of their information isn't you, because a lot of it is going to be like, oh, I'm not even ready. Am I really ready for this? No, you ain't. But we still gonna read and we still gonna get this knowledge.
It's not something that, you know, like we say, a lot of things are trending. You know what I mean? When it's meant for it to start opening and information start coming to you, because we all don't just get here. Something happens that triggers something that ultimately pushes you to learn more. You know what I mean? It's not something that you could say could happen tomorrow.
No, you have to be ready to receive.
Exactly. And when you are ready to receive it, information comes to you. And then once that information is downloaded, you go searching for more and more. And it just keeps leading you down that hole.
And you'll start finding people. As rare as this thing is, you'll find people that are like, will help you on the journey. You know what I'm saying? Will help you further down your journey, and you would never find these people if you wasn't on this journey. Like, it's really, you have to be ready.
No, because why would you?
Right. You have to be ready. Right. And the thing about it is like, let's just say it was like 5 people in front of me. 1 or 2 of them might receive, like, and I was to put some information. Only 1 or 2 of them are gonna receive it, and they may not even like accept it. Depending on how the person, they may not accept it, and 2, they may accept it, but they may be like, embarrassed to say,
so
okay,
skeptical.
I'm the only one that can see this outside of these other people that, you know what I mean? Like, okay. And they may not even admit it, is what I'm saying, because it's just that type of experience. Like, it's mind blowing. And it just,
boom. You know that,
question
that emoji we got now with the brain.
Yes.
Boom, friend.
Think
this is what it's like.
It really is.
For sure.
For me, I think it's a lot of times that people, dealing and having a soul in your spirit gets to a point of a certain level of undoneness. It has got to a point where, okay, it's just like you eating so much and you get sick, and the only thing you can do is throw up. It's like it's a certain, I can't really explain the feeling, but it's like a certain level of undoneness. It's a certain kind of lack mentality. It's like a domino effect. And sometimes it happens sooner and others than later. Sometimes it starts when someone's very young, a child, a teenager, whatever. Sometimes that shit don't happen until somebody's like what, over 30 and really coming into their oneness. But it's a certain undoneness that just happens, and it's like a click. Like I think Ashley, you said it like something
because
something
you know
has
why?
to happen.
Contradictions start happening. Them contradictions be contradictory, baby. Okay.
Right, exactly. And it's
nothing makes sense. It's like the Matrix.
What you mean?
Deeper. Like
what you mean? I gotta pay tithes for you to buy a new house that you already live in 3 and 4, 5,000 square feet, and you want me to buy you a house that's 8,000 square feet? Make it make sense, Pastor. Pastor, PASSA.
It's not just the pastors, dude. The pastors ain't doing. They.
What you mean? I gotta pay more,
but so are the doctors
than the man that's making
so are the doctors. Some
$500 million. Like it's all these contradictions. If you here's the thing, people who come just plugged in, like in the movie, okay, it's because you already have a natural curiosity for information and for learning. If you ain't got none of that, you're not going to be somebody who's in the loop, as my mother would say, in the loop of knowing what's happening. And you don't have to watch the news to know what's happening. All you have to do is observe, like we've been saying the whole freaking time, the behaviors of people, the behavior of your government, and behavior in the economy, and pay the frick attention. The triggers is going to start triggering about what Fendi and Gucci are doing, and whoever celebrity you prefer is doing on Instagram. That's all y'all care about. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't really care about what's happening to people on a daily basis. You don't even care enough to know what's happening in your own neighborhood and why the HOA fees is so high in your neighborhood. It's because your neighbor next door ain't paying theirs. See, it's some small details.
Yeah. And we all know that people do not pay attention to the small details because they want to be able to see the big stuff first.
What did you say about the government, Mo?
Which part?
You had said something about, I think he was like, I don't know. I mean, I know, but I don't know.
What subject was it pertaining to? Like the government?
Like what it was like you just said something like,
I was just saying that, just paying attention to the economy and the government and the way that they're operating things and the way that they're pushing things without pushing it. You know what I mean? Just, and just I wanted persuading the people.
Perfect that you
without
said that.
Actually saying it.
I wanted to make sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And I pulled this up because I know I think I might have said this on the show, but I know I definitely said this in talks to Cheyenne when we was talking about government type stuff. Government means mind control, or to control the mind. Okay, not the nations and the country. All that is like the surface level. You feel me? But to piggyback off of what she was saying, and it goes deeper into, because again, they control the masses. So the word government, and this is literally, you could just Google government mind control and so much stuff will come up. But this, I believe, is on the site medium.com, and it essentially says that the word government actually means mind control. It is etymologically originated from the ancient Latin language. It splits into two words: governare, meaning to control, and mens or mentis, meaning mind. So government means to control the mind. Okay.
Which
Spell.
goes back to what I
Spellcasting.
My daughter is studying
Spellcasting.
government right now, and she like right before we was doing this, I was going back and forth with her, like helping her study, and she's like, I said, "What does government mean?" And she said the textbook definition. And I said, "No, it means mind control." And she said, "I know, Mom, but I want to pass this class." I said, "Well, then go."
Right, she gonna pass that test.
Okay, right. Look, I said, "Well, go tell your teachers the truth. Have them go look it up and do some research."
Yes, baby, we trying to get about it.
Right. They don't want us to know certain things, and this go back to what I was saying a few episodes back. That's why school was created as part of indoctrination.
Yeah,
keep us in line.
Come on now.
Whether
keep us in line.
know it or not, this whole concept was stolen from somebody from a whole nother country, and it was brought over here because they wanted to keep people in line
and to dumb people down.
Yep.
Dumb people down and just say, "Oh, okay, are you smart enough to follow my system?" And that is going to dumb you down and keep you bamboozled to the truth. Well, obviously it works.
Listen, Beyonce tried to tell y'all, all y'all beehivers, she tried to tell y'all when she made that lemonade ad, that was the lemonade or the one before that, she was like 9 to 5, trying to work hard to stay 9 to 5, 9 to 5. It was like that
I think it was, it wasn't on lemonade.
It was this real melodramatic scene right before the beginning of the song, and she was talking about people working hard to stay 9 to 5 just to be worker bees.
Haunted.
That's that song. That was one of my favorite ones. In the beginning of the intro of that song, she talks about 9 to 5, saying working hard is 9 to 5. So I don't know the exact words, but she was working 9 to 5. It was melodramatic when we working at 9 to 5 and we're not awakened, right? And it's just like that. Everything she actually was saying is just keeping us just keep going to do the same thing, to do the same thing, to do the same thing.
This is why they always say it's very important. Little children are born with gifts, right? And if you're a parent that pays attention to your child, that's why I say I'm one of them, because I want to be able to place all the focus and really tap in. You know what I mean? Because kids have natural abilities at an early age, and if you're tuned in enough and you pick up on it and you nurture it, they don't forget who they are or what they're capable of. But from the age of 5, everyday mediums enter into that indoctrination process, they teach us to forget who we are, which a lot of us don't know who we are because of all the indoctrination. And if you don't fight to find out, empty everything and fill yourself back up with not what they told you to be or who you are, but create who you are, then you always walk around in this world lost, because they teach us to forget who we are.
Because a lot of times kids will have those gifts and they'll maintain them past that age or that point in their life, but because the parents don't believe them and or don't nurture it or don't allow them to speak about it within their truth, then they just cut it off. Because we as adults, we know how to cut it off. So you think children don't know how to cut it off? Of course they know how to cut it off for their own sanity and safety, right? So a lot of times you'll see kids, and I've met kids like that, who will be vegans at 5 and 6 years old, 7, 8 years old. They won't even eat meat. A lot of them kids come from families who nurture that side. And other little small details you'll hear them talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking 10 o'clock, you guys. We've been talking about this shit for 2 hours already. God damn it.
Oh my goodness.
Holy shit. How long is this episode going to be when I edit it? We're going to find out down the rabbit hole.
We sure are. Wait a minute.
You sure is, Miss Seeley. That be Selena. It's Selena be like,
famous for that one.
I
don't know what's going on.
It's a whole lot of BS. That's what's going on. We just trying to keep it a little lighthearted. Shit. Real hard, cold shit for you guys before you go wherever you going. Shit. It's a whole lot of shit, you guys.
It's actually retarded.
That's the benediction, you guys. We have renamed the end of the episode to benediction. See it in the show notes. That's what it is. This is when we do our shenanigans. It's the benediction.
Look, where's she at? It's a benediction.
What?
It's a dick and benediction.
That's how you
can't.
Hey, y'all.
You're a fool.
We need Sheena on the line.
Just put the tip in, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what her beard spray need to say.
Just put the tip in. Right, your motherfucking eye. Put that shit in your goddamn left nostril. Just put the tip in, baby. Hey, y'all. Listen. Yeah, they can put the tip in, but it's
tippy.
That's a mess. I'm done. Ashley is
on the case by case. That remind me of that 3.
Catch the laughter. Look,
catch all of it, baby.
Drop a comment if you laugh with us. Hit the bell.
That's all right though. Ashley can laugh all she wants to. Okay, show them pearly whites, baby. After I went to the dentist this week, I was like, Jesus Christ! You know that gift with the little boy, the little white Caucasian boy, and he be like, Jesus Christ. That's how I was when I saw my comprehensive plan for his teeth fucking right. Jesus fucking Christ! Just take my whole fucking life savings. Why don't you? God damn.
That's a whole house.
Some bullshit. God,
whole goddamn house.
Talking about some $5,000 that don't even include possibly needing braces on my bottom canines. Fuck you, okay? You can keep your dentistry practice right where it is, and I will see you every 4 months to get these teeth cleaned. All other shit, y'all can have it.
We don't know if you need braces because you need braces, and we don't know if it's Christmas time. And
all I'm asking for is a fucking bridge right here and right there, so my teeth don't continue to shift over the next 50 years. If the good Lord allows me to live that
problem is like car problems. It's gonna cost you.
And then she like, because I got this overbite. It's a little teeny bit of an overbite, you guys. A little teeny bit. She's talking about you might need to see at the orthodontist so we can get these teeth lined up before we do this bridge, so we know how to place this bridge. Bitch, you made that sound, but I ain't falling for it.
Just get Invisalign.
Just do my fucking bridge.
Get Invisalign, then get the bridge.
So I don't feel like I need to go get no goddamn Invisaligns or no braces, no metal braces.
No, I'm talking about the clear shit. No, not the metal, the clear, the retainers. What we had.
I know the Invisaligns, right?
Yeah, the clear one.
Right. Who the fuck want to spend it? I don't want to.
How much does it cost now?
I don't care how much it costs, honey. I ain't walking around crazy.
Canines straightened out, but that don't have nothing to do with you, ma'am. Doing my bridge up here. That don't have nothing to do with my bridge over here. See my tooth right here in the back? Before the wisdom teeth that I had pulled out because it cracked while I was pregnant. And I had to get it removed after I gave birth. Because people don't tell you that. They forget to tell you that your teeth can fucking crack when you're pregnant.
Yeah, one of mine cracked that's not in the wisdom. A little closer up to the side. It's in the back.
It happened to 2 of my teeth in the back. The one over here and the one down here, first from the last on both sides. No, what the fuck do my canines in the front got to do with you doing my bridge up top, dentist man? No, ain't nothing to do with it.
What if she called in and was like, well, actually, what I have to do is the peripheral dental detail of your molar 7 number 592.
Listen.
I can't.
Then I don't really detrimental to my health. She trying to take my wisdom teeth out, talking about go see an orthodontal surgeon to have possibly your dental teeth, your wisdom teeth taken out because it's some inflammation. I got fucking inflammation because I need my teeth fucking clean, which is why I fucking came to this motherfucker in a motherfucking first fucking motherfucking place.
She like, I smell
That's
money.
That's the motherfucking truth.
Right.
Lots of money. I'm gonna try her. Let's try her. I smell money. Lots of money.
Try these fucking
to the Velveeta song.
Inflamed because I need my fucking teeth clean, which is what I came in for this motherfucker. With your motherfucking ass.
She was trying to upsell you. She's trying
all
to
the way.
She like, you come in for like a little $200, $300 job. She like, hey, but by the time we're done, I'm gonna get 60 bands out of you. Don't you worry, Monique.
Actually, she has 37.75 is the exact number.
Look, I was close. By the time I'm done with you, like today, I'm over. $250.
And when you self-pay like that, that's what they do. Oh, we gonna take $50. We gonna take $50 off your bill today. I don't give a fuck about no goddamn $50. That shit barely fill up my motherfucking gas tank. What the fuck is you saying, Doc? Come on, Doc. Like Bugs Bunny used to say, "What up, Doc?" $50, doc? That ain't shit. But these inflation costs. Fuck out of here. I spend more on that on crabs. Fuck you mean? God damn it.
Facts.
Shit. Fucking dentists piss me off more than the fucking surgeons in the surgery room. Shit. At least they saving my fucking life in the surgery room. Fucking dentist. I'm so angry, you guys. Fucking because I've gotten got by a dentist before when I was like 19, 20, and he put a crown on one of my teeth and he didn't have to. And so ever since then, I've got a little bit of trauma. I might need a little help.
Yeah, I've been traumatized with my teeth a lot, so I can dig you. I had to have my shit burned out my gums. I had all kind of crazy shit happen in my mouth since a little kid.
The dentist industry is one of the only places that they can really get away with that stuff. They really get away with a lot of that shit in the dentist industry.
I'm talking about I can feel everything. They talking about something when we put the what's it called? The anesthesia. Yeah,
girl,
I'm like, no, I can feel you drilling my.
You're right.
Like, everything.
I have had that happen.
Like everything.
Oh wow!
And I was like 9 years old. So
that's horrible.
And that was just the beginning. Cause
I got a root canal.
I've had that happen.
Girl,
they talking about the tooth dead or whatever. They go start drilling and bitch.
Tooth is alive. I'm alive. The tooth is alive. The gums is alive.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I be talking about. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
I went
to
I had to get a root canal.
An opinion. Get it. Them root canals is not supposed to be that bad. It's dentists that's fucking that shit up.
Let me tell you something. That dentist got a little bit happy with that numbing stuff, and he kept doing it and stuff. And I flinched. I said, "You got one more time, and I'm going to give you a loving hug around your damn neck." Okay.
But that needle is kind of long, though, Celie. It's going to hurt a little bit. That needle is long as a bitch.
I can take. I got 11 tattoos. I can take some pain. I can take some pain.
Needles in my gums.
But let me tell you something.
Me too.
He was getting just a little bit too damn happy, and I had flinched once and then twice. That third time did it.
The gag is when I went home, she did a full comprehensive workup on me because I had never been there before because we're in a new area and stuff. And you know how they check your gum line to see if your gum line is right, which is how she checked the inflammation. She's like, your gums are a little inflamed by like 3 millimeters. And that's why she wanted me to go get my wisdom teeth tag. Fuck that. I'm not going to your friend dentist's office so he can get this motherfucker
paid. Exactly.
You think
all you have to do is do a little oil pulling. Get you some coconut oil. And
I got coconut oil all day.
Literally, like I'm real thirsty. They say only do it like once or twice a day.
Right.
But like when I do it like 3 times a day for 15 minutes, and baby, by the 3rd or 4th day, sometimes not even that long, but if I've prolonged, like I'm a coffee drinker, and if I've gotten into like a coffee session and haven't been on point, you cannot tell by the 3rd or 4th day. Okay.
What is going on tonight?
Listen,
what in the world?
I don't know what's going on because I wasn't frozen on my end. And shit is ridiculous.
It's like every time you start talking, that
gag is.
It just freezes.
Really? But it's not freezing on my end. That's what's so crazy. Selena was frozen.
We all live, and you frozen, and you gonna see our playback.
When y'all was just saying that, Selena was frozen. You wasn't frozen, Ashley, and Cheyenne wasn't frozen, and neither was I.
Girl,
Selena was frozen.
For like the past 15 minutes or so, every time you start going into something, that should be freezing up, and you be in still mode.
Oh, well, my time is fucking up.
And Ashley unquiet right now.
This one thing.
Right now, it froze again, Mom.
It's not frozen on my end.
Girl,
that's what's so crazy.
You the connection.
But you did
some
say
bullshit.
The connection been crazy on your end.
Yeah, with the Comcast, it be going in and out.
And like I told you, that's why I'm out in a different area tonight because.
And the router's sitting right next to me. That's what's crazy.
Because I'm exactly where everything happens in the house.
She right next to it too.
Yeah,
right next to my fucking router.
Dang.
That's all right. We're gonna get this out tonight. We're gonna get it out.
I know, right? Because we trying to follow. Look, it just keeps freezing.
Damn, bullshit. You know, I was saying that when I got home, by the time I got home after the dentist appointment the next day, 24 hours later, I go floss my teeth. It wasn't no more blood. It's like I had already gotten it clean after she did her comprehensive checkup with digging into my fucking gums and shit.
Girl,
that's why I be saying they be fucking lying.
Right.
Sometimes I damn hate getting my teeth clean because sometimes the dentist be damn rough. That shit hurts.
Yeah, them hygienists be on 1,000.
Exactly. And
Yes.
my mom is
like, God damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tell them I don't
I
like
didn't know
that.
cleaning was supposed to hurt.
Yes, I'm very like,
like,
it's
girl,
a
I be getting
terrible
angry.
I do
Like,
too. But I tell them like while it's happening, I be
oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
I put my
no.
hand up.
Yeah.
Lady.
I just be like, no. I start talking with the tools in my mouth. They be like, hold up, you can't do that. I'm like, no, you can't do that.
No, you can't
do that.
effing do that.
Okay.
Daggone.
Shoot, we want to catch the case because this is ridiculous.
See, I grip people. That's my
exactly.
thing. Like when he was doing that thing, you know,
girl, I was mad. Like
I
ain't gripping no damn body. Only time I'm gripping something is when I'm gripping my pussy muscles. Okay, I ain't got time to be gripping nothing else.
Young dentist, like because I told y'all, like the dentist is like a second home to me. So usually I had so many procedures done, and like sometimes they gotta like inject the gums 3-4 times to numb the area. But I had this dentist, and if you know, like that shit, even when it wears off, like that area is sore for days from those injections. But I had this young dentist, like he was this young guy. I don't know how he did his injections or whatever, but the way he did it, like you didn't really feel it as it was going into the gums. Like he would grab the area and start shaking it and doing all this shit. Like you didn't even feel it when he was injecting it into your gum. I was so mad.
That's what my last dentist was. Yeah, it breaks it up when you shake it like that. It helps because I had a dentist like that in our old neighborhood who did the same thing. White guy. He would shake it up a little bit. It's for whatever reason it works.
Yeah, but you know what? The only thing I hate about that when the numbing stuff and you get done, and you know my ass is goofy, and that one side of your face, like it feels like it's all the way the fuck down here. Why do I feel like I was like fucking Peter Griffin from Family Guy? Nah,
right.
Peter Griffin had a stroke. He had a stroke. I
get swollen,
and the side of his face
I be hungry as shit.
Like this.
Still trying to eat while I'm numb.
I'm just gonna eat on the other side of my damn mouth.
They be talking about some soup.
On the side.
You don't want no motherfucking soup. I don't want no goddamn soup. I want some real food. Give me some potatoes. Shit. Anyway, family, listen. Thank you for rocking with your girls this tonight, this evening, this morning, whenever you're listening, family. We appreciate you. We went down the rabbit hole a little bit. Maybe we go a little bit more in depth. It's gonna be a
free balling
episode. Either we ain't wasting no recorded audio and visuals.
Oh, in my Jerry Maguire, cause I'm free. Come on, girl. Free falling. Yes. Woo.
Y'all know I love my rock shit. Love my shit.
I know we got that right. We'll be at that Nirvana concert if Coco Bane was alive.
Listen.
She frozen again.
I'm in there.
I like
I'm shaking all this kinky curly. It's gonna be like, I can't see. Your hair is in the way, bitch. It's the view. My hair is the view, bitch.
I can't.
Take that, Diddy style.
Yeah.
Take that. Get all this black woman magic. God damn it. Anyway, you guys, we love you, baby. We all over set.
I can't either.
Black Women Hill Show. BlackWomenHillShow.com. Hit it for me, Ashley. Black women out here healing and shit on our Valley Girl.
We out here healing this shit.
Boom.
Thank you.
Women heal. Black women heal. Bye.
Bye. The Baltimore remix. Black woman heal. Black woman heal. Black woman heal. Oh,
dun.
Woman here. Black woman here. Hey, that's what we used to be beating on the locker and shit. Having a whole club.
Don't get me started out here, goddamn it. I'm about to get on Instagram, get my Be More shit. They got this page on Instagram that show all about people dancing on to Baltimore club music. I be in that bitch rocking.
What's it called?
I don't know, but I'm gonna tag you in that motherfucker. I'm gonna tag you in it. They be rocking.
Okay, yeah, definitely tag me.
All right, you guys. We love you, baby. We love you. Then we pass the bye. Gotta do the bye over again. Bye.
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 Okay.
Piss.
Okay.
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 Okay.